Hello, hello, hello friends, it's Melissa here in Crafty Max. Now this is part 8 of the 10 steps on how to make a deco poly mesh wreath. Now I've already showed you step 1 through 7. This is step 8. Now this is also the part of the tutorial for kit number 1766, the Boo Y'all. So for those of you who purchased this kit, this is how you attach your ribbons. Let me go ahead and bring you down. Let me go ahead and bring you down here. As you see, we've already completed this much of the wreath. Now, I already showed you how to cut your ribbons and the size and measurements and all of that. This is 24 inches, and this is the funky bow ribbon. Now, I just like to fold it in half like this. All right. Now, I do like to start up at the top of my wreath. Now, and on the top layer first, and then I'll do the bottom. Now just make sure this ribbon has words on it, so you want to make sure when you attach it that it's not going to be upside down. Come over here, fold that in half, and then I kind of ruffle it right at about the 4.5 to 5 inches. Now you can always go over and measure that. That's right at 5 inches. Now see how I am holding that really, really tight. Now, as I'm holding that, I'm going to put my hand underneath that ribbon tail right there, okay? Because what I want to do is I want to bring it around, and I'm going to hold on it real tight, and I'm twisting that ribbon until it lines up with that one, all right? But you see that the funky bow ribbon is still wonky. Just move it over so that it lines up with the other ribbons, and then we just attach it to our wreath. Now, if your twist ties are long enough and they're underneath that sign, you can always twist it up a little bit so that the ribbons aren't under the sign. I'm not a fan of my ribbons being under the sign, but if that doesn't bother you, that's perfectly okay. Now, all I did was I just wrapped that around the back of that funky bow loop, gave it a little squeeze in the center. Now, I'm just going to fluff out the loop and fan out those ribbon tails real sweet like. Now if you don't twist your ribbons in that tie, they should lay really pretty for you. Now like I said, if you like longer ribbon tails, you can always cut your funky bow ribbon at 25 inches. I just prefer the 24 inches. Now let's go ahead and add some of these ribbon tails. Now the ribbon tails are cut at 13 inches, and I absolutely love these two together. It goes perfectly with this sign. Sorry about my ring lights, friends. The Boo Y'all, there's a lot of this orangey, burnt, rusty looking color, and of course you have the animal print. Now these are cut at 13 inches. I'm going to just lay the 1.5 inch on top of the 2.5 inch, and then I'm just going to ruffle down the center. Okay, ruffle down the center. Then I just kind of fan it down just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it. And I'm going to go all the way around, alternating between the funky bow ribbon and the ribbon tails. Okay, this is going to be so stinking cute. That's adorable. I love these ribbons together. Absolutely love the ribbons together. Look how pretty that is. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this some more. Once again, keeping in mind that you don't want to have your Happy Halloween upside down when you're facing the wreath. Okay. And I always just kind of do this. And I look, this is the top, and I look to see if it's upside down. It's not, so we're doing good. Ruffle at about the 5.5, 4.5, 5 inches, depending on how big you want your loop. Holding it really tight. Twisting this loop around so that it lines up with that one. Moving the loop over. I just put my hand in there and just move it over. See that there? And constantly holding it really tight. Okay. Now I kind of make a V with my tie, and right where I'm holding it, I put it right in that V. Okay. See how I'm twisting that around it, and then I'm just bringing it around the back of that loop. Now you don't have to do it this way, it's just the way that I do it. Alright? Everybody has their own techniques, but this is just an idea of on how you can. snip that little bit of fraying off there. Look how pretty that is. Absolutely love these ribbons together. Okay, let's put some more of the ribbon tails on. Lay that one on top. Ruffling. See, you can always go and find the center. Measure it if you need to. Find a center, ruffle it, and I just kind of bring them down just like that while I'm holding it. I am going to twist this one up just a little. Now, I do the opposite with this. It's still the V, but the tie is one is pointed up and one is pointed down when I put my ribbon tails in. Okay. Just fan them out, and I'm just kind of like separating the ribbons. And I kind of just go up a little bit because these are wired ribbons. I use nothing but wired ribbons. All right. Let's do another one. Making sure that the ribbon, the words are not upside down. See, I kind of fan that out, fluff that out a little bit. Taking this one. See, this is the front. This is the back. Twisting that around so it comes to the front. It's lined up. Move your loop around so that they all line up. Okay. See, this one's going left to right, putting it right in the center. Wrap that around, wrap it around the back. There we go. Fluffing it out. And I even kind of go down to the base of it too to make sure it's all straight and nice, and so that'll lay pretty like that. Love this. Let's do one more ribbon tail. Lay the 1.5 inch on top. Now, if you have like 4 ribbons that you're putting on in one tie, I usually do 2.5, 1.5, 2.5, and 1.5. And I used to use 4 ribbons in every tie, but I kind of love this, the funky bow ribbon with the 2 ribbons. Now, if you make bows and things like that, of course you'll need a little bit more ribbons. I kind of like to have 5 to 6 different types of ribbons whenever I make a bow. Look how pretty. Let's do a couple more. We'll do 2 more of the funky bow and 2 more of the ribbon tails. Alright. Here's that one. Twist that around. Bring that around. Fluff that out. Fan that out. Ooh, doesn't it lay so prettily? Okay, let's do this one. One more. Ruffle down. Okay. Bringing it up and down. And I kind of tie it twice with those ribbons, or those twist ties. There you go, friends. Well, there is that. Now I'm going to go ahead, and this is remember this is part 8, step 8. And I'm going, part 9 is adding the tubing and the embellishment. So I'll go ahead and finish all of these ribbons, and then I'll do the next video. Thank you, guys.